Okay, hello everybody. We're very happy that you could come to this event. Wonderful. I just want to maybe take you back to the origin of this wonderful combination of what I call transnational alliance and transnational armor.
Thank all of you to come to this important event for us, for Caroline and Alex in particular. And today is a very important day. They're legally married.
On the 31st of July in 2011, we had a conference at the University of Peking in China. And in the final banquet, we got together and here Zhang Laoxue and myself, were in the banquet. And we brought our children, Alex and Caroline. And, while we were discussing how we could go on with the Harvard Summer School for World Literature, we didn't notice that at the other end of the table, another conversation was going on between two people. And then, Alexa graduated from high school, and we told him, go to China, take some language questions and so on, so he can study at the Chinese university. And the first thing we heard, I said, I'm going to Hong Kong to a high school prom. And then we realized there's something else going on. And apparently language study then changed from the course in Beijing to the private engagement on a different level. But you always learn languages best if you have a good friend. And especially... So in that sense, we realized as parents that we somehow, go along with this. We spent New Year's Eve in Hong Kong, in Germany, in Scotland with Celia, her sister, and then also on a cruise ship in the Arab Sea. We toured in the Tibetan mountains, Himalaya at 5,000 meters altitude, in the Swiss Alps, in the Bavarian Alps, and then we also somehow got together in Canada, where we wanted to see what kind of wine they have on the Lake Erie. And in all of these trips, never forget that we always found the best restaurant thanks to Caroline and her exquisite taste. Hold it. And we also found all of the sports bars to watch the soccer games of Bavaria Munich, counted by Alexander. So in all of these events, you can see, that we were on a good route. We never met in the United States as family, now together, legally united today. And we suddenly realized this morning, that my wife and I, we also got married here 35 years ago, in 1989. They followed our example. That's really great. We were only immaturely transnational. They are really the transnational kind of idea. And, in the long time of separation, Corona and so on, long distance relationships, Alex spending time in Caroline's room in Hong Kong while she was in the United States studying, and then Caroline coming to our home preparing for the Harvard exams, and he was in the United States. So all of this, worked out really quite fine. Now we are here, and we're very happy that all of a sudden, we are united. And, I can only say what we as scholars, have always wanted to do, to somehow unite our research with our lives. This is what they did, and apparently this works very well. I think that they now are officially married, and an example of what we would call a wonderful relationship between China, Europe, and the United States. And this is something that really has happened, and it's based on trust, understanding, permanent love, and so on. But at the same time, it is also something that they do what the Chinese philosopher Confucius has told us, 2,500 years ago, harmony and happiness, which was taken up by the founding fathers of the United States, Benjamin Franklin, John Adams, and Thomas Jefferson. They are now practicing in the 21st century. Congratulations to you. I would also like to recognize our part of the family who came from Germany. Two of my nieces who are here. Birgit and her husband and family, and Texas part of the German-American family, Carmen and her family who are here. So we all congratulate you for a wonderful life in trans-American and transnational relations. So, Zhang Longqi, thank you very much.
Well, such a wonderful speech after Alfred. It's very difficult to say anything. But anyway, yes, thank you. And today is a very important day. They're legally married, but they have known each other for a very long time. As Alfred talked about, the first time we met as a family actually was at a dinner party in Beijing, in Peking University. That was the first time Harvard has this Institute for World Literature. I was invited to give teaching there, and Alfred was invited to give lecture. So, but we didn't meet for almost a month, right? Alex later asked Caroline, why didn't I see you? I mean, for a long time, because we're staying in a different hotel outside the campus. They were staying on campus, so that's why. Anyway, so that's 2011. 2011, right? Yeah. And so 2012, it became formally, remember at that time, later Caroline told me that, Alex hold her hand longer than usual when the first. Afterwards, Alex became Facebook friends. It became Facebook friends. Because that's the only way. I think, in a way, we have to thank this, digital technology, because that made it possible. Otherwise, it would be impossible. Because it's made just at dinner time, and the next day they went back to Germany. And then they became Facebook friends. And after half a year or a year, Alex wanted to ask Caroline to be his girlfriend. But Caroline said, we just made one time, so you have to ask me properly. So the next year, there's another conference. I took Caroline to Beijing. I was in Hong Kong at that time. I was teaching in Hong Kong. Anyway, so I took Caroline to Beijing, and Alex came all the way from Germany to Beijing. And they went to Hohai. Some of you know Hohai has many bars and restaurants, and it's a very nice area. And Alex had a bouquet, and properly asked Caroline to be a girlfriend. That's how this started in 12 years ago. And by the way, that was the year of the dragon. And 12 years later, today is also the year of the dragon. And though we have to be very honest, at the first, both my wife and I, we thought they're so young. Because at that time, Alex was barely 17, and Caroline is 16, not yet 17 yet. So we thought this is not going to last. Young people have their flash of crush on each other, but will never last very long. But amazingly, they stayed together all these years, 12 years. And of course, Alex, I can't remember the year you proposed, but anyway, formally became proposed 9 years ago. Anyway, but as Alfred said, it's a long time and separation because Caroline was in Hong Kong. Alex did come to the prom for the high school graduation, and afterwards, Caroline was in the U.S. for college in Bryn and then 2 years preparing for the LSAT, and then at Harvard. But Alex was in Germany and in Switzerland, so that's really very long distance. But they were loyal to each other for all these years. It's really very unusual. So speaking of that, I was thinking, this is, of course, today is a very important day for the legal marriage. We witness is very important at this moment. The moment is morning. And even we have an earthquake, which is unique. How many people can be legally married on the day when there was an earthquake? So, I think this is a generation thing, Alfred mentioned and Beata, they married in City of New York, at the same place, 35 years ago. My wife and I, we married in China, in Chengdu, almost 50 years now. We married in 79. So a few years later will be 50 years. So that is a very long and very steady relationship. In China, we have a saying, 白头偕老. This is a very important phrase from the book of poetry, which literally means white head, grow old together, actually. And in fact, in one of my recent books in English, I dedicated the book to my wife, Wei Lin, sitting here. I said, to Wei Lin, our hairs grow white together. So I think this very, in a way, this is a legacy. I think I'm sure, I hope also, this is our wish and also our confidence that Alex and Caroline will stay together. You already stayed together despite all the differences, distance, and all the difficulties, COVID years and all this.
Already some gray hairs.
No, you're too young to have that. But anyway, yeah, I hope you'll continue this tradition and stay together all your life. So this is our blessing, and we are very happy, very proud of you, both of you, and we wish you all the happiness. Okay, thank you.
Couple of service announcements and then we get back to drinking and the party. Firstly, you can all look forward to Caroline publishing a book very soon because when I went to Hong Kong for her prom, she said, we talked about our relationship and I told her I was in it for the long run because why else would we do long distance? And she said, well, if we actually get married, I will write a book about our story and true love. So the time is ticking now. We are all extremely happy to welcome you all here and that you all made it from all over the world traveling. I mean, we traveled all over the world for each other. This party here in this room has probably accounted for 90% of CO2 emissions for the year, so it's not getting any better. Still, we're happy you're here, especially those who came from far away, especially Long Island City and other parts of Brooklyn. Also, those who came from Germany, the West Coast, Colorado. I'm surely forgetting people. Some of you have to go to Singapore tomorrow. Dixon, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you all for coming.